Dear Sagittarius, perhaps you've felt something inside you that you can't quite name. A very subtle movement, like a whisper from the universe that only you can hear. You keep living, smiling, walking like everyone else, but deep inside, there is always a sense that you are not like them, that you see things others cannot see, that you are being guided by some invisible force, a flame that no one but you can feel. And maybe you've asked yourself, why do I always know when something is about to happen? Why can I sense unusual energy in a room? Why am I always pulled in a direction my logic cannot explain? Sagittarius, all the things you thought were random are actually signs. Signs that a part of you is waking up. A part you have suppressed for too long. A part you always knew was real, but never dared to touch. You did not arrive here by accident. You are hearing these words not because you randomly scrolled by. You are here because it is time for the universe to open a door that only Sagittarius souls on their awakening path are able to walk through. If what you just heard made your heart tremble even slightly, if your intuition is whispering that you are about to learn something very important about yourself, then stay. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a short comment saying you are ready for the hidden Sagittarius power. So I know your heart is opening and this journey is beginning to align with your frequency. Now then, find a quiet corner, make yourself a cup of your favorite tea or coffee, and sit with me. We are about to step into a very personal journey. A journey only awakening Sagittarius souls can truly understand. 1. The power to see the path ahead. Dear Sagittarius, you may not realize this, but ever since you were very young, there have been moments when you felt as if you were being guided by some invisible direction. When you didn't understand why you chose a certain path, a decision, a trip, a relationship, or even a departure. You only knew your heart pushed you to do it, and then as time passed, you looked back and always saw that you were right. This wasn't luck. It wasn't randomness, and it wasn't impulsiveness like others think. It's because within you exists a compass. No one else has a guidance. Only awakened Sagittarius souls understand. You can always sense the future before it happens. Not through logic, not through reasoning, but through a very subtle kind of knowing, as if your soul is connected to a frequency most people can't reach. Sometimes you know something good is coming. An opportunity is about to open. Someone is about to leave. Or a cycle is about to end. Sometimes you can feel the need to change your environment, your direction, or your goals, even when everything outside still looks fine. You can't explain it, but you know. And the truth is, Sagittarius is born to know. People say you're impatient, reckless, unstable. They look at your surface and fail to understand that Sagittarius does not follow logic. Sagittarius follows the guidance of the universe. You sense the exact moment to move, and you hear the calling of your soul long before you have time to analyze it. Many Sagittarius grow up doubted by others, so they start doubting their own intuition. But deep inside, you have always known you possess a kind of invisible vision that not everyone has. This power sometimes makes you feel lonely, because you are always the one who sees things long before others can understand them. You see the essence of a journey, a relationship, an opportunity, even before it begins. You sense spiritual shortcuts, where everything connects through signals others overlook. You understand when to pause, when to release, when to break through, and when to remain silent. You are a fire sign, but not the kind that burns blindly. You are the fire that illuminates the path. How many times have you followed a vague feeling, only to discover later that choice saved you from a major downfall? How many times have you felt you needed to leave, and after leaving, your life opened in a strangely effortless way? How many times have you felt the urge to move forward, and immediately, an opportunity appeared at the perfect moment? That is the directional energy of Sagittarius at work. You are not just someone who knows ahead. You are someone who is guided ahead. And Sagittarius, this sometimes exhausts you, because you are always ahead of everyone else's emotions and awareness. You want them to understand what you see, but they don't. You want them to feel what you feel, but they can't. You want them to trust the invisible signals you trust, but they need evidence, and you don't. You only need a trembling heartbeat, a tiny intuitive nudge that's enough to change your direction. This has made you question yourself, wondering if you are simply too different. But dear Sagittarius, that difference is your strength. You were born to lead the way, not to walk the old paths. You are the sign of journeys, of open doors, of roads no one has walked before. Souls like yours always feel they must go further, see farther, experience more, because you carry within you the expanding energy of the universe. You were created to see possibilities others don't dare imagine. And if recently you've felt your intuition getting stronger, signs repeating, strange dreams appearing, or urges to step out of your comfort zone, then that is the message that this power is rising. Sagittarius does not just see the road ahead. Sagittarius creates it. You do not follow destiny. You pull destiny toward you. If you feel this resonates with you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a short comment saying you believe in hidden Sagittarius power, so I know you are stepping into the journey of awakening your strongest version. 2. The power of piercing truth. Dear Sagittarius, there is something very special in your soul that not everyone recognizes. You see the truth even when others try to hide it. You hear what is not being said. You feel what someone is trying to cover up. Just a tiny change in their tone, an unusual silence, a drifting look, is enough for your intuition to vibrate. Sometimes you don't know how to explain it. You just know something is not right. And most of the time, you are right. For a very long time, you've carried within you a kind of awareness that goes beyond the boundaries of words. You don't just hear with your ears or see with your eyes. You feel with your soul. You strip away illusions in a story with nothing more than a sensation as light as a breeze on your skin. You recognize things that take others years to understand. You see the true essence of a person, even when they dress themselves in ambition, intelligence, charm, or perfection. You know when they are afraid, when they are lying, when they are deceiving themselves, and when they are lost but too scared to admit it. The Sagittarius soul cannot stand anything fake. It's as if you carry a radar so sensitive that every time truth is distorted, your heart reacts instantly. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a deep discomfort. That is a very clear sign that you were born to live in truth, and to guide others back to their own truth. How many times have you said something very short, very simple, yet it made someone freeze, rethink everything, or even burst into tears? Sagittarius has the ability to touch the exact core of someone's pain, or issue the part they never speak of. You don't do it intentionally, and you don't want to hurt anyone. You simply see what they've hidden for too long. The moment you speak, the fog drops, and they are forced to face themselves. But this very ability is what causes you to be misunderstood so many times. People say you're too blunt, too harsh, too difficult to hear. They think you choose to stab straight into their wound. But the truth is, Sagittarius does not do this to hurt you. Do it to heal. You know that if the truth is not spoken, they will continue to hurt themselves. You know that one honest sentence can awaken someone more powerfully than 1,000 comforting words. You know that sometimes what they need is not soothing, but a beam of light shining exactly on what they are hiding. And the most important thing is, Sagittarius doesn't just see the truth in others, you also see the truth in yourself. You know when you're underestimating yourself, when you're going the wrong direction, or when you're staying in a place that no longer belongs to you. You cannot lie to yourself. Your soul reacts strongly every time you try to force yourself into a mold that no longer fits. That is why Sagittarius always leaves, changes, redirects, and rebirths again and again. You don't leave because you're bored. You leave because you see the truth that the journey has completed its purpose. And dear Sagittarius, this ability to see through illusions is what makes you a guide for many other souls. You help them see what they are afraid to look at. You help them face the part they keep running from. You help them break through the false stories they tell themselves to survive. Every time you speak truth from the heart, the energy of the conversation shifts. People go silent. They think. They feel. You may not know it, but sometimes one sentence from you has changed an entire lifetime for someone. And if there are moments when you feel misunderstood, or feel like no one around you is real enough for you to connect with, remember that this power is not meant for everyone to understand. It is meant for those who are on the journey of finding themselves again. That is why they are drawn to you without knowing why. They don't come to you for your joy. They come to you for your truth. If you have ever said something that awakened someone, or ever seen through something no one else noticed, please subscribe to the channel and leave a short comment about that moment so I can see how strongly this power lives within you. 3. The power to open the path of destiny. Dear Sagittarius, there is something you sometimes don't even realize. You carry within you the energy of a path opener, not a leader through force or authority, but through the way you live, the way you speak, the way you dare to step into places where others are still hesitating. Sagittarius doesn't just walk their own path. You create a path for those who accidentally enter your orbit. Some people change their entire lives just because of one short conversation with you, just because of a sentence you said without thinking, or simply because you appeared at the exact moment they needed it most. Have you ever noticed this? You don't try to become a guide for anyone, yet people always come to you whenever they reach a crossroads. They ask for your opinion. They seek your advice. They tell you things they don't dare tell anyone else. Sometimes you don't even understand why they trust you that much. But, Sagittarius, they don't trust you because you speak beautifully. They trust you because you hold a frequency that is extremely real, extremely open, and extremely sharp. A frequency that makes others feel that when they stand next to you, they can see their path more clearly. Sagittarius has a very strange ability. You unconsciously create turning points for others without knowing you are doing it. A sentence you think is ordinary plants a seed of change in someone. An idea you casually share opens a new doorway for them. A connection you create between two people becomes the very thing that shifts the direction of their lives. You are simply living truthfully, yet somehow other people's lives move because of your presence. And what's interesting is that Sagittarius rarely takes credit for any of it. When someone says, "Because of you, I changed," or "Because of you, I found my path," you often think it's just coincidence, but it's not. Sagittarius carries the energy of the arrow, a directing, precise, destined force. The universe uses you as the one who releases the guiding arrow, helping everything fall into its right place at the right time. You don't disrupt anyone's life. You simply nudge them toward the path they were meant to take. Many Sagittarius say they often attract situations, people, or opportunities that feel predestined, walking on the street and meeting exactly the person they needed to meet, about to give up. And suddenly, a very clear sign appears, urging them to continue, having a random conversation, and receiving an important idea that changes the entire journey. Sagittarius does not live in randomness. Sagittarius lives in the subtle orchestration of the universe. You are the kind of soul that, when you appear somewhere, the energy shifts. You don't need to do anything grand. Just by being present, the direction of the story bends toward a higher map. Sagittarius inspires others to move forward, inspires them to live more truthfully, inspires them to try harder. Sagittarius lights a flame in places where others have burned out, and by doing so, you become a catalyst for transformation. You are often the one who speaks the exact sentence someone needs, at the precise moment they need it. You are often the one who opens a doorway right when someone else stands before a dead end. You are often the one who connects two souls who were meant to find each other. And you do all of this unconsciously, as if you were programmed to serve as a bridge for destiny. This is not a skill learned. This is a spiritual assignment. Sagittarius souls are born to help the world move, to turn stagnation into progress, hesitation into action, confusion into clarity. You are the activator, the igniter, the one who opens the path. And perhaps you think you're just someone who lives by emotion and freedom. But Sagittarius, your freedom is not impulsiveness. It is the expansion of your soul. It is the way you inspire others to step out of their own limitations. When you live in the truth of your free fire nature, you unintentionally help others see themselves. How many times have you met someone in a random situation, yet that meeting changed the direction of their life? How many times has a sentence you said made someone go silent for a long time and then choose to change their life? How many times have you felt pulled toward a place, only to understand the reason later? Those are all signs of the power to open the path of destiny. If you have ever experienced a fated moment where you were the activator, please subscribe to the channel and leave a short comment sharing that moment. I would love to hear your story, because it is proof that this power is living inside you more strongly than you think. 4. The power to transform darkness with inner light. Dear Sagittarius, there is a truth very few people know about you. You do not heal in the gentle, soft, soothing way that Libra does. You do not soothe with silence or comfort with tenderness. The Sagittarius soul heals with light, with truth, with a fierce flame that strikes directly at the place where darkness is hiding. You do not circle around. You do not move slowly. You do not sugarcoat pain. You shine your light straight into where someone is lost, like a flaming arrow piercing through the night, opening a path they never thought they could see. When someone's world becomes clouded and unclear, you don't comfort them to sit still in the darkness. You take their hand and lift them up. You awaken the strength they forgot. You restore the belief they lost. You ignite a flame they thought had died. Sagittarius does not heal through softness. You heal through awakening. How many times have you walked into a room full of exhaustion, tension, or fear, and just by being there, the entire energy shifted? You didn't do anything. You were simply yourself. Yet your presence alone lifted the frequency of everyone around you. You are a fire sign, but not the fire that destroys. You are the fire that lights the way, the fire that warms, the fire of hope. Others feel safer, stronger, clearer when they are near you, not because you say grand things, but because you carry the frequency of a soul that has faced darkness and survived. What makes Sagittarius different is that you are not afraid of darkness. You have faced it many times in your life. You've touched moments that felt impossible to overcome, times when life tested you to the bone, but every time, you stood back up. You always found the light, even in situations where others had already given up. You found the reason. You found the exit. You found the meaning. And that is not blind optimism, it is soul wisdom. There are zodiac signs that easily drown in darkness, fall into emotional spirals, and don't know how to escape. But Sagittarius carries a special spiritual resilience. Darkness can hurt you, tire you, knock you down, but it can never destroy you. You have something many people do not, an immortal flame. No matter how many times life tests you, that flame never dies. It weakens, but it doesn't vanish. It becomes small, but it is never extinguished. And that immortal flame is what gives you the ability to lift others out of their depths. You don't just offer comfort, you show them that overcoming is real. You show them that the light is real. You show them that a beautiful future still exists even in the most shadowed times. You don't say what they want to hear. You say what their soul needs to hear to keep moving forward. The interesting thing is, Sagittarius often doesn't realize how strong you truly are. You think you are just living normally, just trying like everyone else. But in reality, you have overcome challenges others could never imagine. You have risen from places where others gave up. You held on to faith in situations where others no longer saw hope. And because you have stepped out of darkness many times, the universe uses you as a source of light to guide others. Dear Sagittarius, you are not just the sign of freedom. You are the sign of transformation. You are the one who turns pain into wisdom, turns failure into strength, turns chaos into direction. You are the one who can look into the darkest place and still find the smallest spark of light. And that ability is why you become the soul the universe sends to those who have lost their way. Have you ever gone through a very dark period? And then, in one moment, one tiny thought, one faint spark inside you suddenly rose, and you knew you would make it through. Have you ever looked back and realized that it was you, not anyone else, who pulled yourself out of the lowest point of your life? If you have ever come back to life from a place where standing again seemed impossible, that is proof that you carry the immortal flame within you. If you have ever risen from a dark place using your own inner strength, please subscribe to the channel and share that moment in a short comment. I would love to hear your story, because it is the clearest proof of how powerfully this ability lives within you. 5. The power to call in opportunities that match their frequency. Dear Sagittarius, there is something incredibly special about you that even you sometimes cannot understand. You do not need to control everything for life to bring you what is good. You don't need to fight, force, or calculate every step. You simply open your heart and your vision, and the right opportunities naturally find their way to you as a response from the universe. Sagittarius does not create opportunities through control. You create them through expansion. When you believe in something, your energy opens in that direction. When you set an intention for the future, not with worry, but with faith, the entire universe begins rearranging itself to match the frequency you are emitting. That is why Sagittarius often encounters fated moments that others mistake for coincidence. Unexpected trips unfold. Special people appear at the perfect time. Opportunities arrive exactly when your heart becomes open enough to receive them. You do not chase them. They come to you. How many times have you felt the need to change something in your life, and right after that, a new door opened? How many times have you felt the need to leave, and once you left, a better opportunity appeared as if it had been waiting for your arrival? How many times were you simply being your true self, and then the right person stepped into your life, bringing with them a whole chain of events you could never have planned? Sagittarius carries the energy of expansion, a force that causes everything you touch to grow. When you are somewhere, that space opens. When you believe in something, others begin to believe too. When you walk beside someone, they feel their life become wider, clearer, more possible. You raise someone else's frequency without trying. You simply exist. Your belief is so strong that it flows into the person in front of you without them even noticing. That is why Sagittarius often attracts extraordinary people, those who are on a journey of growth, expansion, change, or self-discovery. They feel your energy, even when you say nothing. You are not the one who promises. You are the one who inspires. They see in you the version of themselves they want to become. They want to be near your fire so they can remember their own light. And Sagittarius, when you believe in the future, you are not just hoping, you are summoning. Every opportunity that comes to you is not random. It comes because you emit the matching frequency. The universe doesn't respond to begging. The universe responds to frequency. And Sagittarius is the zodiac sign that can raise their frequency the fastest, clearest, and strongest. When you believe in something deeply enough, it begins moving toward you. But the interesting thing is, Sagittarius rarely recognizes this power. You think opportunities come to you because of luck. You think new journeys unfold because of coincidence. You think people enter your life because fate arranged it. But Sagittarius, you are part of that arrangement. You are not standing outside destiny. You are participating in creating it. Every time you believe in something with your heart, your vision expands. And when your vision expands, reality expands with it. You can call in a better future simply by believing it belongs to you. This is not empty positivity. This is the actual energetic mechanism of Sagittarius. That is why you must pay close attention to what you believe. Because when your belief shifts, your reality shifts. You do not need to control the outer world. You only need to tune your inner frequency. The universe will handle the rest. Dear Sagittarius, you do not search for opportunity. Opportunity searches for you. You do not chase fortune. Fortune moves in the direction you are looking. You do not run after the future. You pull the future toward you with the light of your soul. And when you live in your true nature, free, optimistic, expansive life becomes a flow of possibilities that you only need to reach out and receive. So if recently you've noticed coincidences, subtle nudges from the universe, intuitive urges to shift direction, or small opportunities brushing up against you, don't ignore them. Sagittarius never receives signs without meaning. Every sign carries direction. If you have seen a universe sign recently, even the smallest one, please subscribe to the channel and leave a short comment about that sign. I want to hear where your frequency is heading, because a new door may be preparing to open for you right this moment. Dear Sagittarius, if you've made it this far, it means your soul is truly ready to step into a new phase of the journey. The 5 powers we just explored are not simply beautiful ideas meant to sound inspiring. They are real parts of you, parts that have always existed but were covered by fear, doubt, or the pressures you've carried throughout your life. And the moment you begin to recognize them, the moment you can name them, you are giving yourself the authority to live in alignment with the mission the universe placed within you from the beginning. The greatest lesson for Sagittarius lies in trust. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner light. Trust what your soul is whispering to you. Because Sagittarius does not move through life with a map. You move with a compass, and that compass only points in the right direction when you are true to yourself. Every time you doubt yourself, the path becomes blurry, but every time you trust yourself, new doors open in ways you never expected. One practical thing you can apply starting today is to observe the signs, the intuitive nudges, the synchronicities that have been appearing around you. They are not random. They are messages. Write down the things that make your heart tremble. Pay attention to the moments when your body reacts more strongly than usual. This is how your soul communicates with you. When you begin listening more closely, your life will move to an entirely different rhythm, lighter, clearer, and more aligned with who you truly are. Another lesson Sagittarius must remember is this: do not shrink yourself to fit the expectations of others. You carry the energy of expansion, of freedom, of the future. You were not born to live a small life. You were born to walk, to explore, to collide, to love, to live with every color and experience your soul longs for. When you allow yourself to live fully, you inspire others to do the same. You raise the frequency of an entire group simply by being your authentic self. And finally, always remember that Sagittarius is the sign capable of rebirth many times within one lifetime. Every time you fall into darkness, you rise stronger. Every time you lose something, you find something better. Every time you end a chapter, you enter the next with more light than before. Not everyone has this ability. It is a gift the universe placed within you. Cherish it and use it to create the future you truly deserve. If this video touched you in any way, please like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next, and leave a short comment about the sign or the inner power you feel awakening in you right now. I read every comment, and each one you share is an important part of the energy that helps us connect more deeply. Remember one simple thing before we part for now. Sagittarius, you were born to open paths, to lead the way, and to become the light. Thank you for being here with me. See you again on the next journey.